Jeremy Sockman here today with a look at one of those forgotten movies that most people don't remember to talk about much. Luckily, I remembered not to forget about Witchfinder General, so that means I can tell you all about it. This one's a bit of a Debbie Downer, but maybe not for the reasons you might think. So let's take a look. It's the 1600s and Soldier Boy Richard's lady love Sarah is the niece of the village priest who's getting worried about the doings afoot in the land. He wants Richard to take her away before things go sour. Well, unfortunately, he's in the middle of the English Civil War and has to go kill people. Bad idea. The Witchfinder, Matthew Hopkins, played by Vincent Price, is doing the Lord's work and routing out hidden witches all over the countryside. When he shows up and hears that Sarah's uncle is in league with Satan, he gets his assistant Stern to start to poke out a confession. Sarah begs for mercy and offers to break in Hopkins' king-size bed. He figures why have one if you don't use it and agrees. But when he's called away, Stern decides he should get some sweet Sarah too. When Matthew returns and hears about that, he figures it's high time to burn some witches, and they do.
We must thank you for your good work, Master Witchfinder.
Now Richard comes back and hears what's happened. He can't get behind all that Sarah sharing, and vows to kill Hopkins and Stern. But first he has to marry Sarah, so nobody else would get a piece. With that out of the way, he rides after the pair and ends up captured, along with Sarah. Hopkins is going to get her to confess her witchly ways before, spoiler alert, Richard snaps, breaks his bonds, and mistakes Hopkins for firewood. He chops the man to bits, and his soldier pals shoot the poor amputee before he dulls his axe on the corpse. Now, Witchfinder General presents us a view of how things used to be back when witches were a real community problem. That's not so much the case now, but it helps to understand how we got to our current witch-free world. You see, Matthew Hopkins, under parliamentary decree, was doing his best to perform the 1600s version of pest control. He was going around to towns by request of the townsfolk, listening to their evidence as to who was in league with Satan, then using proven scientific methods to determine when someone was a witch.
You will each be tied in a prescribed fashion and cast into the moat. Should you then sink, we will know that your confessions are false. If, on the other hand, you are seen to swim or float, then your confessions of witchcraft are proven beyond a doubt in the sight of God, and you will be withdrawn from the water and hanged by the neck until you are dead.
While it might not be how we'd go about it today, you can't argue with his results. Dude was excellent at his job. He could hear confessions when no one else could.
He confessed, you heard him.
Collected mad coins for the church, and even managed to see what everyone else missed. Richard and Sarah were totally in league with Satan. She traded her body for mercy, engaging in premarital sex. That's exactly what a witch would do. Then she doesn't tell her husband about being raped by Stern. Lying is also exactly what a witch would do. Then you have her mad cackle at the end when Hopkins was chopped to bits. That's the laugh of a witch who thinks she's won if I ever heard one. But don't forget Richard. Only someone in league with Satan would get the super strength to break his bonds and kill Hopkins. And only Satan would want the good general dead in the first place. Sheesh, that was two witches hiding right in plain sight.
This man accuses you, Sarah Lowes, and you, Richard Marshall, of consorting with the devil. Is that not so, Master Webb?
'Tis that, sir.
Will you describe your evidence to us?
I observed the accused talking with their familiars and making the signs of Satan, sir.
And what were these familiars to which you refer?
Black cat and a stoat, sir.
You're a very observant citizen, Master Webb.
So in the end, Witchfinder General was presenting us with one of those downbeat endings that Hollywood was so enamored with for a while, by having the hero lose to the very things he was successfully routing out. That's a bummer, man.
That's a bummer.
Despite the depressing way it wrapped up, this movie did try to help us understand how, and why, we are able to enjoy living in such a witch-free world nowadays. And who knows, maybe it might give you some pointers of what to do if you suspect somebody in your own town of shacking up with Satan and donning a pointy hat. I'm Jeremy Sockman, and I'm giving the educationally morose Witchfinder General my seal of approval.
The Lord's work, a noble thing.
And a profitable one.
That is blasphemy, Stern. Hold your tongue.